There is nothing like the first view of Manhattan skyline. Nothing can prepare you for it, not even the dozens of times you have witnessed it in movies. And each time we visit New York, we can't get enough of seeing with our own eyes. Be it from Brooklyn Bridge Park or the top of the Rock, Manhattan is a feast for the eyes. You know as well as we do that this small city boasts more than groundbreaking and historic events than some entire countries. Many avid travelers like us might think that there's nothing new to uncover in New York City, but that's not the case at all. New York is still an ever-changing city with many layers, and these fun facts about New York will make you realize there's even more to this city than you think. Number 1. The city's original name was New Amsterdam. Yes, these New York facts are starting right at the beginning. Did you know that New York was at first not New York at all? The original name was New Amsterdam, as Dutch settlers were the first to arrive in the area around 1624. But in 1664, the English took over and renamed the city in the Duke of York's honor. Not only that, some of the most iconic New York places had original Dutch names. Wall Street was Wallstraat, Harlem was Haarlem, and Brooklyn was Brooklyn. The Big Apple has an unusual story. The city's actual name has an interesting story behind it, and one of its nicknames does too. A Big Apple referred to prizes awarded at horse racing events in the 1920s. Since the term meant the ultimate prize or the best, many musicians and journalists started referring to New York with this name. In an attempt to boost tourism after some bad press, New York's tourism board adopted the Big Apple as an official nickname in 1971. The first pizzeria in the USA opened in New York City. One of our favorite fun facts about New York has to be about food. The first pizzeria in the US opened in New York City in 1905, as certified by the Pizza Hall of Fame. Lombardi's Pizza on 32 Spring Street is still going strong, and it is now one of around 1,600 pizzerias in the city. New Yorkers have noted that when the price of subway tickets go up, pizza does too. They call it the pizza principle. Now, if someone could convince Lombardi's to revert back to their 1905 pricing of 5 cents a slice, there would be some very happy subway riders. New Yorkers speak more than 800 languages. No list of interesting facts about New York is complete without mentioning the city's diverse population. As a collective, the city's citizens speak around 800 languages. Almost half of New York households speak more than one language, and 1/3 are born overseas. And because New York has the biggest population of any US city, 1 in 38 people in the United States are New Yorkers. Grand Central Terminal has a whispering gallery. We've been there, and it's true. In the domed walkways of New York's famous Grand Central Terminal, there is an unbelievable architectural marvel at play. If one person stands in one corner of the tiled wall and another one stands on the opposite side, they can whisper to each other, and the other person will be able to hear it. Honking your horn is illegal. We promise these facts about New York is 100% true, but we understand why this one sounds made up. Because if you have ever sat in the back of a yellow taxi cab in traffic, you know New Yorkers honk their horns. But unless it is an emergency situation, drivers are not allowed to make excessive noise. That law also includes car alarms, and the NYPD can issue fines of up to $350 for offenders. New York is a top bird-watching city. Yes, there are more than pigeons in the city of New York. Experts have noted that there are around 275 species of birds in 5 boroughs. There are only 800 different bird species in America, so that's quite a significant percentage. If you are a keen birder, you will find most of the city's birds in Central Park. Depending on the time of year, you can spot northern cardinals, blue jays, eastern screech owls, and plenty of herons. The Statue of Liberty was a gift from the French. It is somewhat ironic that Lady Liberty is an iconic symbol of freedom and the American dream when she started her life in Paris. French sculptors Bartholdi and Eiffel built her to celebrate the friendship between the United States and France. You likely recognize the latter sculpture's name from another famous French structure. In 1885, they sent Lady Liberty in 350 pieces packed into 214 crates. Though her flame-holding right arm arrived much earlier, in 1866, so the Americans displayed it in Philadelphia until the rest caught up with her. When her body caught up, they assembled her and displayed her at the final location in New York Harbor. Lightning strikes the Empire State Building a lot. Lightning strikes seem like an uncommon occurrence, but one of the fun facts about New York is that lightning hits the Empire State Building around 25 times per year. We are very thankful that modern engineers know how to absorb and deflect such a massive amount of energy from tall buildings. Times Square was not always Times Square. New York and its streets and landmarks are always evolving. So before Times Square named itself after the New York Times newspaper, it was Long Acre Square. Not very exciting, right? The name originated in a London district and was a simple residential neighborhood. But the introduction of street lights and billboards transformed it into the chaotic place it is today. New York Public Library houses much more than books. Last of the fun facts about New York City is that New York Public Library has many weird and wonderful collections. Aside from the 50 million books, it also stores locks of hair. Yes, NYPL owns locks from the heads of Wild Bill Hickok, Walt Whitman, and Mary Shelley, amongst many others. Stay weird, New York.